My name's Chris Drake, and I was a bartender / manager for 19 years here in Lubbock. So life behind a bar, essentially, every day, you can never plan for what's going to happen. That's impossible. You can hope I worked from, 3 to 9 today, and I'm going to walk out here at 9:15. You never know. It's controlled chaos.
So my name's Adam Bancroft. I am 35 years old, and I've been in the industry since 2006. The industry is difficult because, yes, we are here to provide a service. And yes, everyone thinks you should do it with a smile. It's hard to put a facade on that you're happy. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes people can be difficult. People understand that they are paying for your service. We rely on tips, so it's just very difficult when you're trying to balance all of that while still doing your side work, your back work, working with your coworkers. You get jerked in so many ways, and it can just be so stressful because you want people to have a good time, because if people are having a good time, that's how you make your money.
Mentally, you got to hope you make enough money, to get to the next day. It's all tip based, and that sounds great. And there's people out there that think, oh, he's gonna make $1,000 a day. Well, you might make $18. You never know. So the biggest stress is always gonna be the money, because you just don't know if or how it's coming. I was a late bloomer. My son was born, I was 37 years old. You're not expecting something like that to happen. I was running a restaurant. I had gone back to school, and then COVID hits. And I'm trying to do online classes and stay ahead of that game. And my child's mom and I split up, and all of that piled on, and all that emotion, I had to have somewhere to go. I had to have somebody to talk to.
You want to give the best service you can, but you also want to have mental peace, and that's hard. Worked a Christmas party because I didn't have a job, and I was going to take some time off. I didn't know if I was going to get back in the industry, if I was going to do something else. I didn't have a job, so I couldn't spend money to go get help because I had to be smart. And I worked this Christmas party, and one of the board members, who was amazing, was there, and she came up and she mentioned to me, was like, why don't you use Harperfest?
Hi, I'm Dusty Cook. I'm the president of Harperfest. During COVID, a really good friend of mine, Jared Harper, he ended up taking his own life. He was a bartender, as big a personality as you could imagine. And, we worked together for many years. He was what I consider one of my best friends. And it was a huge shock. We started Harperfest as a means for service industry workers to get any kind of help they need, mental health-wise, whether it be doctor visits or counseling, as far as that goes, any kind of rehabilitation services that we can provide for them financially, of course. It's all about service industry workers and where they're at mentally and their needs. So Harperfest started as a music and comedy festival. It was the year after COVID and the shutdown, and bars were starting to get back open. We could all get together, and so there needed to be a time to have that party, that release, that celebration of Jared's life. And that's what the original Harperfest was. It was the first time that we could all get together and celebrate what we knew about Jared.
We started there. As we started rolling, we uncovered more and more need within our community with different groups of service industry. Like at first we were looking at just your regular bar and restaurant staff, whether it be front of house or back of house. And then we started uncovering that there were tons of musicians, and there were tattoo artists and hairdressers. There's a whole community out there of service industry that didn't have any resources for mental health care help. So we knew that at that point we had to change where we were going with the organization to grow at a much faster pace than what we had originally planned, to raise awareness for what it really means to be happy within yourself and to be proud and supporting one another, arm in arm as we go through whatever may challenge each one of us. Word continued to spread. We got some friends to reach out from us in different levels with support, and then kind of kept growing. And so now we're at a point in our organization now that we're looking at what happens in the next 3 to 5 years as we spread awareness and we talk to everyone and we educate on the necessities, not only with it be with employers for service industries, but for the people who are actually working in with the industries and their families. We have a need that we have to continue to keep serving.
So I finished that Christmas party. I went home. The next day I reached out to Randy, and the whole entire board went on. Like they all banded together and they got me into a therapist who helped talk to me and kind of diagnose things. They helped me get to a PCP. He was able to prescribe me my medication after he talked to me and everything. Harperfest paid for my first round of medication. And I mean, I didn't have a job, so I was very thankful. And I followed that process. I followed what they did, and they supported me. And not only that, but they were just there for me when there was no one.
Yeah, I have the greatest friends in the world. But your friends aren't always going to tell you no, or that you're wrong. And I remember reaching out to Randy and I said, I need somebody that will tell me I'm wrong. And that was my reasoning for going into using the therapy services that were given to me.
So when someone reaches out to Harperfest, and we do it extremely discreetly, they can just come right to our website and they say, I'd like to request some help. From that point forward, it doesn't matter. We will get that help to them. We start everyone out with going to see a counselor and then follow that up with a general practitioner and go from there. And it takes all the burden off of those who are requesting help.
If you're struggling, don't try and fight it yourself. Reach out to Harperfest. The website's there. If you're worried about people finding out, it's low key. No one knew that I was getting helped by Harperfest until I came out publicly and said it, because I want to support the organization. If you see someone wearing a Harperfest shirt and you're having a hard day, they can point you in the right direction.
If I didn't have Harperfest, I'm not sure what would happen or what would have happened to me. I mean, I like to think that I'm resilient enough that I would have been able to fight through anything and everything. But if I would have had that complete breakdown, I don't know.
All the money that we raise stays right here in Lubbock, Texas and surrounding communities. We have a board of 9 board members. We are all doing this on a volunteer basis so that we can provide as much assistance as possible to those who really need help and who are seeking help.
So on our website, we have a donation button you can click on. Corporate sponsorships, they can have as big or as small as you want to. We also have monthly recurring donors. And they actually get some extra benefits with that. There's some Harperfest merchandise that we send you.
To the donors, I would ask, please, if you have the ability to please donate. The last thing that I would say, and this is going to go out to anybody who is in that service industry now who did not know about this. If somebody my age and with my experience can admit that I need help, you can admit you need help too. And do it, because you don't want to end up not here with us.